This Omaha Home Tour is for everybody who wants to be an investor. The homes across the street, that one sold for $170. Oh boy, the smell. And then, you know, they're all nicely taken care of. This one, not so much, but across the street here, they're all nice. You know, that one, not as much as some of the other ones across the street. But anyway, oh gosh, I gotta get in. The meat packing plants are around here. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Need some air. Okay, so I haven't been in here since I listed the house. And I had 20 showings. Not 20 showings, 20 offers. I don't know how many showings, but see, people were trying to see if they could rip off. This house was built in the early 1900s. How many layers of wallpaper? Is that song? What's behind these walls? No, it's not that song. It's If Walls Could Talk. Look at, they put that up there. You know, I own a property that has wallpaper on the walls or on the ceiling, and I think somebody did that at one time. So the plaster, look at the wood floors. So yeah, people did a number on this thing. You know, you're not supposed to really damage a house when you look at it, but I guess they figure whoever buys it is going to do it anyway. But the wood floors are good, and you just need to get this wallpaper off, which apparently is not too hard because people just did that with their fingers. But I love the woodwork of this house, and so I knew this was going to be a popular one. I didn't know it was going to be as popular as it was. And my phone would not shut up. I mean, it was constantly going off. And I had to turn the volume down and return calls just like once an hour. That's kind of cool. I'd leave that wood. That's cool. I guess they did do it on that side. You see the trim? The trim's different than that. Okay, so yeah, this hasn't been cleaned. That's an understatement, right? So, not cleaned. Evidence of well, it's still plugged up. Still plugged up, and the old time medicine cabinet, which probably at one time was this color. But this is an estate sale. And I believe the man who lived here since like child, born here. I don't know born here, but yeah, I think so. Anyway, so you have another window air. That's how you keep it out. Keep the cold out in the winter. That's kind of sad. Gotta be warm now. So, a long bedroom, but it's fairly large, larger than the other one, but it has some really nice woodwork. And the closets are pretty deep. So the bathroom there's one bathroom and it's between the two bedrooms. So, no shower, just a tub. Okay, so this is the dining room. And the windows, nothing has really been done to the windows. I mean, it has storm windows, but they're not new. The wood, it's just gonna need like not very much sanding. Look at this kitchen floor. Holy moly. Look at that. That would be probably original. This thing, the seller who's handling the estate has the manual for this thing. And I bet it still works. Just let the owner said it worked. Yeah, so that's all old. Oh, silverware. I guess, yeah, I mean, all this is coming out. I'm sure it's all coming out. So the refrigerator's right here, and that goes up to an attic, which you can actually stand up in, so that could be finished into another bedroom because this is just a 2-bedroom. And then the backyard, it has this little deck, and I'll go around back. It needs some repair, but the backyard is pretty deep. So the basement, okay. Some of these homes built in the early 1900s had really steep and dangerous stairs, and these are actually wide, so not too bad. And it smells like dirt down here, but some of the homes in South Omaha still have different basements. I used to own one. But very old sink. I mean, the water heater looks decent. It's not brand new, but it's new enough. Some hoses, ladder. Furnace doesn't look too old. But when I first looked at this house, it looked really solid. No cracks that really freaked me out. You know, under this is dirt. I bet this is just dirt. So this, it's more, these cracks. This is where a gas meter used to be, and now they try to put them on the outside. And then this is the water meter. So if you're going to invest in something like this, you want to look at if there's copper. So there's copper coming from the water main, but then it goes into galvanized, which could, over time, I mean, it's like this, and then over time it slowly goes like this until you have very little water running through it. That might have to be replaced, but you gotta first figure out why unclog the drains, figure out what's going on there. So some more. This goes outside. It has breakers instead of fuses, and a few things. So cracks going down this way don't concern me as much as, if you can stick your finger through them. This is what a structural engineer told me. If you can stick your finger in it, then you gotta, take a second look at it. But if you can't, then just seal it. But it's the horizontal cracks that are the worst. And then sometimes the wall will protrude out. And what I've learned over the years, my 23 years, is that if it's 1.5 inches out, then that's when they recommend anchor system. There are companies that will put in anchor systems when you don't have that much of a gap, and maybe you really wouldn't need one, and then people don't want to buy your house because you have an anchor system. But, you know what? I don't think I can open this. It goes outside, but, since I had surgery on my hands, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. So I'll shut these off, but when I came down here, I was pretty impressed because a lot of the basements in this part of town are not, in South Omaha, are not this large and not this, solid. So you have some concrete breaking up right there, but it almost looks like they laid down some extra concrete at one point, maybe when they covered this up. It looks like maybe they covered up some bricks at one time, because the mortar between the bricks decays, it comes loose, and so then they put that on sometime, to seal it up. But all right, so we have plastic going into cast iron, I guess. But yeah, paint, floors, some exterior paint. New kitchen. See, I'm gonna close that. Make sure it's all locked up. Yeah, redo the kitchen. Finish the upstairs. And you have a 170 house, 165 for sure. It's listed for $65,000 and it went way over that. Way over that. All of the deals were cash. And one of them had a sewer inspection. And they were all cash. I think that arch. Love the wood. The wood is going to be so cool when it's all exposed. So, all right, I'm going to show you in the back. Here's the porch. And the lovely smell of the, oh my gosh, let me just plug my nose. Ugh, it's so gross. Okay, so there's the gas meter they put outside. These are the old coal chutes where they used to put in coal. Oh man, I'm gonna blow. Sorry. Phone line. Don't need those anymore. Gotta do like this sometimes in South Omaha. Ooh. Oh, I can't even get a pro. I'm not gonna be able to eat meat for a while. Okay. So that deck needs a little bit of repair. Actually, maybe a lot of repair. Because I'm not sure those are, at least they're in concrete, but who knows if that's enough. Clothesline. And that's the door I was trying to open that I couldn't. But it's a nice backyard. Fenced for the most part. That's not a real sturdy fence. Just the front's not fenced. But you can see that that right there, you can stand up there. It's just bare wood. And I wasn't gonna open that door, sorry to show you. I'll go around this way, and I'm plugging my nose because it's really, oh man, it's still so gross out. That smell. Wrong time of day. High efficiency furnace. The house doesn't smell. It's the neighborhood. Cut a bush down. Needs a paint job. Boy, I'd slide this thing, just call it good. But I will tell you, here's a rundown on this house. So I had 20 offers. They ranged everywhere from $65,000 to over $100,000. And I will list the final price once it closes, but it was over $100,000. And all of them passed, all of them no inspections, except one of them was a sewer scope, which is common. When you have big trees in the front yard, that one's not huge, like that one. Because your main line goes from the house to the street. So there's no evidence of big trees here, but there could have been at one time. And so from the house to the street is the owner's responsibility, is the homeowner's responsibility. It can cost, I've seen $25,000, and those are like the big companies. I always have people on the side to do things. But the sewer scopes are like $200 with the camera to flush out the roots. They have little knives that turn in water. That can run $450 to $600. So it's all who you know, right? And that's same when you're doing a remodel. I mean, you can get bids all over the place. And so with 20 offers, I got bids all over the place. There was a cutoff where I knew they weren't investors anymore. They were people that were going to fix it up and live in it. And so those were the higher offers because they could do the work themselves. And the investors, a lot of the investors, they won't do the work themselves. Of course, that's where you make most of your money. I'll let you know the final price of this house after it closes.